Hi everyone, my name is Lydia. I go by my middle name Asol Bright on all my social media platforms. I'm a mother of 7 and welcome to my channel. First of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all my subscribers, both old and new. Thank you for your support, your likes, your comment. It really means a lot to me. I'll take this opportunity to give a shout out to 3 amazing people right now that have been my backbone. Two of them are my colleagues, Portia and Lutando. Ladies, thank you so much. You are amazing. Lutando, you are fantastic. Portia, your comment, your feedback, it means a lot to me. I've been seeing Lutando sharing it on her Facebook page, and I'm saying, oh my God, you are amazing. Your support is enormous. My big thanks goes to my sister, my big sister, my neighbor, my friend, Tina Hatfield. Thank you so much, lady. Tina, I cannot thank you to you, it's not enough. You have been this, big sister. You've been there for me since my husband passed away, and anytime I call out to you, you are there to to render support, and I really, really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And for my children and I say thank you so much, sister. Thank you. And then, of course, thank you to my kids sister, Ernestina, who is in Spain, and my big sister, who is also in Netherlands with the children. Thank you all so much. And everyone out there who is supporting me, wants me to do well, who is hooting out for me and, cheering for me. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you have not yet done so, do it now. If you have not, share the page, like, comment. Your feedback is what is going to help me to grow, you know what I mean? And I do really would like this video to hit 300 subscribers, so please help me. I'm on 164 now, and I would like to hit 300 now, and then my next video maybe we will take it to 500. So guys, help your lady, help your girl out here. As promised, this week I'm going to take you through a bit of my late husband last days. I'll start from the 16th of March. It's just, to me, it's like yesterday, 16th of March 2020. I at that time, before, proud to that, he made me enroll myself on a police, because he said to me that all his life that is one thing that he really wanted to do, but situation and reasons beyond her control, she couldn't achieve her dream. So she wanted me to do that for her. So proud to that, months before that, I have gone through recruitment, and then we went through the first stage of assessment, which we sat down for a writing test, and then we did a role play. It comes with a lot of, police assessments is quite, kind of a process, and I've managed to go through all those processes, and I have passed from my first assessment, second assessment, everything, like everything was just falling in place for me. And to me, it was like a dream come true, and a dream for my husband too to come through. And I remember on the 16th, I was doing a FaceTime call with him in the tram, and then from there I changed into a train in East Croydon, and he told me that he was, he had a surprise for me. So my break time, I quickly went on my phone and I called him, and he said he was making me my favorite meal. And those of you who knows me knows that banku is actually my favorite food. So he made me banku on that day. Before that, I have had constant dream about death, but I will not talk about that now. I'll talk about that on another video. So he told me he was making me banku that day. I was so excited, but then he gave me rules, because for him, when it's 6 o'clock, I'm not allowed to eat heavy food. And so he told me that when it's 6 o'clock, if I don't come early and it's 6 o'clock, I will not be allowed to eat. And I said to him, then you better have your food, because it's not possible, because I'm going to finish my course, my training at 6:45. So it was just virtually impossible for me to make it at 6. So he extended the time for me to 8 p.m. And I agreed to it because I thought I would be able to make it by 8. When I got off the train at East Croydon, immediately I got off and I checked the time. I found out it was 8:01. So I was very gutted, and I called him and I said, and then he said, oh, sorry, you are late and you will not be able to eat the bankun. I said, fine. He picked me up from Addington tram stop as usual. I got home. At that time, the COVID has just started, and we were hearing cases in Italy and, some of the European countries. It was just starting. And so people were shopping, others were rushing to go to the shop to, get food stuff and other stuff, So when I got home, he said to me that I was still breastfeeding at that time. My baby was still under 1. So he told me to quickly have a bath before she would give me baby. I was famished, so I told him that, I'm hungry, so I needed to eat first. And so he said to me to go and have a shower. I went and had a shower, then I came back, and then he served me sandwich with milk. Proud to the death of my late husband, he has stopped me from eating certain food, and banku was one of the things that I wasn't allowed to eat, simply because he said my blood group, I'm O positive, and he told me that O positive maize or corn, I should say, is not good for us, for our blood type. So I was stopped from a period of time. I was not allowed to eat banku, kenke, and that's my favorite meal. So you could imagine when he told me he was making me that food, how excited I was, only to come home and find out that I wasn't getting the chance to eat it, but rather I was going to have sandwich instead. Even though I didn't really like that idea, I agreed anyways. He served me the sandwich, I had that. And then I took my baby and I was breastfeeding baby. During that time, he told me he was going to be downstairs because he was making arrangement for baby's birthday. My little one's birthday was in 5 days. So I said to him to, wait, and then we can all do it over the weekend. Then she said to me that it was not possible. And even if he wait till the weekend, he would end up doing it by himself, because I will definitely be, going to training the whole of the week. And on the weekend, I'm going to obviously complain of body ache, blah, 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 as usual. Normally, we go on a walk in the evening. Family walk, that one we do together. Sometimes my husband will carry baby on the baby carrier in front of him. At that time, so he'll be in the buggy and we all go for walk, all of us, all the family. But in the morning, only the 2 of us will go for jog in the morning, because when we get up at 6, the high school boys, 2 of my high school boys will be up getting ready for school, and then the 2 of us will go for jogging, and we will come home. We will come back home at 7. And the high school boys will leave at 7:10. So that evening, he knowing the time I came in, I was very tired, I was exhausted, so we couldn't go for work that day. So he told me that he was going to wake me up in the morning for us to go for our usual jogging, which I agreed. So I was on the phone with him. He was downstairs, trying to get baby stuff ready, like decorating the living room. And as I was on the phone with him talking, normally when I'm talking to him, I put my earphone on, and then because we talk for hours, sometimes we do testing, sometimes we do dirty talking, dirty testing and stuff like that. So I had my earphone on and I was talking to him, and I remember very well he was playing the song Ofecho. And so I went downstairs and I danced with him. He carried me and came and put me to bed and told me to sleep because I had training the next day. During that time we were talking, I remember I called him to come to bed, and he asked me if I wanted him to come and give me some. I guess everybody know what I'm trying to say. And I was like, hell no. So he was playing to me one of that Dilumbe's favorite song. I was saying, and I was like, you crazy? Like, I'm just calling you to come and sleep. I'm not saying something different, So that time, he was still on the phone. We were still talking, and I guess I fell asleep at one point because according to my big boy, my bigger son, Emmanuel, he said that his dad told him that I was sleeping, so he should come and take off my earpiece from my ears, because he knows that, like I said, I always talk with my earpiece on. So my son came and removed my earpiece and put that and my phone aside. And according to my son, his dad sent him to get him a duvet and a pillow. And he said to him that mom will not be happy if you sleep in the living room. And he told him, my husband told my son that, don't worry, your mom will never find out because I'll be awake before he wake up. And then my son went and got it for him. I guess at some point he was tired, so he fell asleep. Then the next day, I woke up. Actually, I was still in bed when my big boy, Emmanuel, my big boy was the last person to see my husband, to say good night to him. And he was the first to see my husband too. I was in bed when my son came and said, Mom, I can't find one of my socks. My husband too, he's very organized in the sense that when he iron all the kids' uniform, he'll put their vest, their boxers, their socks, everything on it, and then he will lie them according to their names, and then he will polish their shoes and lie them along as well. So he said, I can't find one of my socks. And then he said, where is dad? So when I woke up and I found out his dad was not there, and I said, did your dad sleep in the living room? So he quickly went downstairs as a child because he knew I would be angry. So he was running downstairs to, wake his father up. So in a second, he rushed back to me and said to me, Mom, please today forgive Dad. Don't fight him. I think Daddy is not well. And I was like, why? How do you know? And then he said he vomited. Immediately he said that my heart just dropped. I picked my baby and I carried baby on my back. Then I ran downstairs. When I went there, he was sleeping very comfortably. That I could say. So I called him, and I could not respond. So I held his ribs and I checked for the pulse. I couldn't get it. Then I put my 2 fingers on the neck to check if I could get pulse from the pulse reading. I wasn't very sure. It was kind of like, I wasn't even know whether I was getting or it didn't make sense to me. Like, I wasn't getting it. It was like irregular. I think I got like 1 or 2. I don't even remember. So I told my son, call 999 whilst I start doing CPR on my husband. I was on him whilst I was talking to the paramedics. But in the course of me doing CPR, I was struggling, to blow air for him because his teeth was grinded to each other. It was, his teeth was quite stiff. So I sent one of my other son, my second high school boy, to get me a spoon because I wanted to knock down all those teeth out and just blow him the air. So as I was speaking to the paramedics, I said to him that his teeth are kind of stiff. His teeth is stuck to each other and it's stiff. Then they told me to just continue to do the chest compression and leave the teeth. I shouldn't put my hand in there because if I put my hand in there, he might have to go with my hand. So I kept on doing the chest compression. I never stopped. I think I stopped at one point when baby was almost about to fall. Then I just tied so tight, and I kept on and on and on. And all that time I was calling him, Madienina, please, please. Madienina. Sorry. Madienina. I kept on and on as I chest compressed, and I'm calling him. And then until the paramedics came and took over. Then they told me to go upstairs and take care of the other kids. That day, something very strange happened. My third child, my third boy, he is the one that wakes up early in the house. He goes to bed very early, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. He's already asleep. So he's always the first to wake up. And my husband taught them this routine that in the evening, he and the big boys will check and ensure that all windows and doors are closed. Whilst in the morning, when he wake up, he will also do his checks as well. But that day, my son never woke up. In fact, I didn't even remember. So when the paramedics came, they were still on him, and I kept going up and down the stairs. The kids were still sleeping. The young ones, they were fast asleep. So he was left with me and the 2 high school boys. Then in a moment, I saw the police coming. Then I started panicking. Because I knew that the only time they will call, the paramedics will call the police is if he's gone. So when the police came in, I asked them, is he all right? Then they said, madam, they are still on him. So I went downstairs again, and then they sent somebody to get him glucose or something. Then I said, why, is he diabetic? And they said, no, madam, we are just trying our options. And I said, are you going to give him an IV too? They said, yes. And then they said, madam, can you go upstairs, please? And so I came upstairs because I didn't want to interrupt with whatever they were doing. And the police held me up there, and they started asking us questions. At first, I think there were about 3 of them that came. I don't even remember whether there were 3 or 2. I don't even remember. One of them were questioning me, whilst the other one was questioning my son. And then they keep kind of like changing. The person finished with me, then you go to my son and come back. And so they asked me if my husband had any underlying health condition that I was aware of. And I said, no. And they said, how sure are you? I said, he doesn't hide nothing. And he's somebody that takes very good care of himself. And even when somebody strangely die, a young person die, he will take us all to the GP for checkup. When we go, he will be telling them, can you check this for me? Check his BMI, check this one, check his blood pressure. He's somebody that health is really like key to him. So, and it made me not aware of anything. And I'm not aware of anything that he has any underlying health condition. So it's just not possible. And so they broke the news to me that, unfortunately, your husband is gone. And I said, no, it can't be possible. So I went there again, and he was still very warm. So I sat on him. According to the police report, I kissed him 1 hour 48 minutes non-stop, because to me he wasn't dead. He was perfect. He was okay. He was just like somebody sleeping. So they told me that they've called the coroner people, and then they were coming. Then I said to them that you cannot take him, because I'm not allowed to let him take him, because according to our customs and tradition, I'm only a woman and a man has to be present. That's what I told them, because I didn't want them to put my husband in the body bag. I wanted to delay a little bit. I felt like maybe my husband have had a blackout, something. There was something, I don't know, but something was telling me that he wasn't dead. I had those, I don't know whether it was a belief, was a faith, was a super, I don't even know. So when the coroner people came, I still refused to let them take him. I remember I called my sister-in-laws. They were not picking up, and I called my brother-in-law. They were not picking up, so I left a message for one of them, and then they go back to me, and I said to them, this is what has happened. Honestly, I just could not even speak. I froze for a while, and then I remember when my sister-in-law came with the husband, then they said, well, we have a man here, can we take him? I said, no, you can't. And I said, because I don't know him. Because all that time, like I said, I was trying to delay. I delayed them until I think 10 something a.m. He was declared dead at 6:55 until 10:40 something thereabouts that I permitted them to take, because at that time my in-laws have already come, and they told me to let them take him, because whatever has happened has happened. And then I begged the policemen to grant me one wish, and then they said, what it is? And I said, I want to give my husband a last office. I want to give him a bath. I want to wash him. And so the other policeman went and spoke to the other person. Then they came back and said to me, Madam, no, you can't. You can't, because your husband died at home and we don't want anything washed away. You know, body fluid, everything. We need them all for forensic evidence. Honestly, as at these days, it hurts me that for all the love and care my husband has shown to me, I could not even give him one last bath. Just one. Just that one. Just that one. I couldn't. I wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed. Then they took him. Then in a moment, I don't know how the information went so far. People started calling me. People started coming in my house. And all that. When they asked me of something, the only thing that I could say was Madianina Oko Krami. Meaning my all, my world is gone. He didn't say goodbye. He didn't. He didn't. And that day, the 17th of March 2020, marked the start of my widowship, marked the start of my misery, marked the start of my pain, marked the start of my heart broken, marked the start of my new me that I also discovered, marked the start of whatever that people think. Not all that we see outside is never true. Marked the start of so-called family, so-called friends, so-called everything that, honestly, I think I'll end the video here and I'll continue another time. Please, if it's your first time, do me a favor and share this video. If it's your first time, please do subscribe for me, like, comment, give me a feedback. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I really wanted to stay strong, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry. Thank you all, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.